Hey, what's up? So, chapter 20, season 3, episode 4 of Clarkson Farm. And the episode title is Harrowing, and it's one of the most harrowing episodes so far that I've seen. It was very uncomfortable to watch this particular episode. Now, there's something, if you watch my previous video, you know that there's something that I was avoiding to talk about in the last episode, because last episode was the second, was like the episode that introduced the pigs and introduced the idea of piglets. And something terrible happened to a piglet, and I did not want to talk about that. But this episode, first of all, it begins very well. It begins like, following Lisa's camera, and then it's following Clarkson, and they go to the farm, and you can hear the joy as they talk about the piglets, as they talk about the pigs, and then they know that some of the pigs are already pregnant and they're about to give birth. And then you switch to Caleb and Clarkson with a hover, what are they called, hover vehicles? So he has taken a hover van, and then he had transformed it into a spray. He had adjusted the hover van into something that can actually spray the farm, because there was this technology whereby you can use those hovercrafts so that they can actually go over the farm and spray without eating a lot into the real estate of the farm. And so on paper, looks like a good idea. And so he tells Caleb to actually test and try to, use the Hovercraft. And Caleb has his challenges. And from that point, you may think, or you're fooled into believing that this is going to be a jolly, playful episode. This is going to be more of a grand tour episode. You think that you're going to focus on hovervans and trying to spray and how they're going to figure that thing out. But then, boom, it cuts to that moment. Clarkson says, cut to black. After that, everything switches. Now we start focusing on the pigs, and this is the pigs now giving birth to the piglets. And now that whole episode just focus on the challenges that come with that, because it moves from these pigs are pregnant to winter just creeping in just like that, and then them starting to give birth. And those were some of the hardest moments for me to watch. They were so uncomfortable to look at. And then after some of the pigs were born, then the technicalities of these big creatures living with these small newborn piglets, and then the big pigs lying on the small pigs, and the small pigs actually dying when they came back to the farm. That I love animals. I love cats, and Piglet. When I think Piglet, I think Piglets for me with the poo, and they're kind of cute. And so it's one thing to learn about what's happening with the big lying on the small one and them just suffocating to death, and then they have to remove the big, and you can actually see the dead bodies, small ones, and you can see how they're reacting to it was hard to watch. I found it very, very difficult to go through. And then it just goes on, and then we get to a point whereby one of the pigs seems obviously sick, and it's like Lisa's favorite pig, and so they go for it and they go to get it, and then you can actually just see them try to treat it. Then they're trying to medicate the pig, and then eventually they decide to because the thought was that it was sick because it could not give birth, and so there was an assumption that because it could not give birth, then the possibility was that the piglets are already dead in its stomach, so that was making it sick. But then when they gave it the injection to push whatever was in her whatever out, it gave birth to like small newborns, and then those newborns you actually get to at least watch them die, because they try to take care of them, but things don't go positively in this episode. A lot of piglets die. And so it just I don't know, it's a heavy episode to watch if you love animals. Let me just put it that way. It's a very heavy episode to watch. It's not for the faint-hearted. If animals basically make you scream, then this is not it. This is not the episode for you. So after that, when you go back down to the Diddley Squad shop, there's someone who came, I don't know, from the council or from where, to come and try to look at the case of Jeremy Clarkson's small shop, and now Lisa has at least made some changes. Everything is from around that place. It's from the local farmers, so you get a good idea of that. I don't know what they're going to take that in the next episode. So yeah, this was a very difficult episode to watch, harrowing. If you are to, of all the episodes that I've seen, this is one of the biggest death counts that I've seen. And so I don't see where this is going to go, because it's a lot of loss for Clarkson. Yeah, if you remember the previous episode, there are pigs that he took to the slaughterhouse and they got, transformed into sausages, and so they are brought to him. And so you get that moment whereby he's actually happy because it seems like he's going to make money out of some of this. But in terms of investment, the amount of piglets that he has lost, yeah, definitely is going to make a loss. So basically that's it. That's episode 4, which was a really difficult episode. If you survived this episode, let me know what you thought about it. Did they do something wrong with the pigs? Should it? But then the piglets actually need the mother's milk immediately after birth, so you cannot separate the piglets from the mother right after birth. And it's a sad thing to see that some of the pigs are awkward animals, so some of these things actually, that's it. I can't justify anything in terms of the usual technicalities. Yeah, the show of course looked good, but this time it was less about the looks of the episode. It was just the emotional turmoil in this particular episode. So basically that's it. I cannot rate this episode. It's not for everyone, so I'm not going to rate it. But basically that's it. Remember to always watch what you enjoy and enjoy what you watch. I shall see you on the next episode, which I hope will be much better. This is episode 5. I hope that they'll get back to farming, because that was the much more easier thing to watch. For the guys who subscribed to my channel, I want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this episode. I hope you'll stick around until the end of this particular season of Clarkson's show. So Clarkson's Farm. So basically that's it. Have a great day. Have a great evening. See you on the next one.